Hey, there's our favorite audience. The men's soccer team won their very first game this weekend, and I believe pigs flew in, lightning struck twice, both on that same day. Our own Tim Dennehey was there with the story, and here's his video.
The UMass Minutemen hosted the Hartford Hawks this past Wednesday at Rudd Field, hoping to achieve their first victory of the season. After going down 1-0 early in the first half, the Minutemen had the wind knocked out of them as they cannot find any continuity on offense. They struggled throughout the first 30 minutes of the first half. It wasn't until freshman Sam Asamoah came in to provide the fresh legs for the Minutemen as he comes down the middle and bam! Fantastic header for his first collegiate goal. The Hawks were the first to come out on offense in the second half, but this through ball gets put in the back of the net, but not so fast. Thank that line judge with that flag. You know, sometimes they do get the call right. Later in the second half, it's Zach Sampson with a low cross to Kevin Buono, who rifles it in the top corner. This would be the first time the Minutemen would take a lead this season. After Hartford went down 2-1, they sent all forces forward trying to get the ball in the back of the net, but the UMass D would not break. And goalkeeper Bardia Asafnia really reflected that defensive energy as he had put on a stellar performance, 6 saves, 4 crucial saves in the second half to allow the Minutemen to go on to win their first victory of the season 2-1 against local rivals, the Hartford Hawks.
I'm here in the doctor's office with Mr. Tim Dennehey, now Dr. Dennehey, to talk about that soccer game. So, Tim, week in review. What are your thoughts on the Hartford game? First win of the season, big win, big morale booster. What are we seeing?
Absolutely. I mean, it's great to have the first one under your belt for sure. And but this game, it did not come easy, and it was a real gut check for the Minutemen. They went down 1-0 early, and they just really got the wind knocked out of them. They had no continuity on offense at all. They just could not get anything going for about the first 30, 35 minutes of the game. And then they started to turn around. They played very strong at the end of the second half, and the end of the first half, but the second half they came out firing, and they did fantastic, phenomenal job comparatively to the first half. And then once they scored that second goal to go up 2-1, they just parked the bus. And you know what? I'm okay with that. They sent everyone that they had on defense. Hartford sent everything at them. They played phenomenal D. They played great D. Bardia Asafnia, he really stepped up. He really showed what he can do. I feel like he's getting a lot more comfortable back there. So I really liked what I saw in this Hartford game for their first win.
UMass has shown they really need a good goaltender if they want to compete.
Seriously.
But, Tim, not all positives. Next game, lost to UNH 1-0. UNH is a good team, but still another loss for this team. What can you tell us about that game? What were some of the things that went wrong and right?
Well, you know, like I said last week, there comes a time when moral victory is just not good enough. And however, UNH, they are a good team, so it is something that you can take out of. And, you know, it's kind of like kissing your stepsister or something like that. But
we've all been there.
We've all been there. I mean, I know he has. But, I mean, another positive of this in the first half is they let up 0 goals, which is very good.
Which is like kissing your girlfriend.
Absolutely, exactly. And I think I've been there. You've been there as well.
I also have been there.
Exactly, so that's good. But see, we're getting outscored in the first half 12-5. So the fact that we held them, UNH, a very good team, they are a very solid squad. The fact that we held them to 0 goals in that first half, that's good. That's very much improvement. We let up one in the beginning of the second half, about in the 55th minute. We couldn't get it going, but Asafnia Bardia, he's, like I said before, he's getting a lot more comfortable back there, and it's really showing in his play. And he made one huge save at the end off of header right at the end, and to keep it 1-0. Granted, like I said, they still lost 1-0, but it steps forward.
Now, Tim, I think from what you've said, I think I know the answer to this question already, but who was your standout player from this last weekend? Who really stepped up, helped them to that win, and helped them to that moral victory loss?
Well, I'd have to say, too. I want to have to say Bardia Asafnia because he is doing fantastic. He is showing a lot more comfort back there in between the pipes. But also, I think the standout player would have to be freshman Sam Asafnia from right down the street. He came right out of Springfield Tech. He's been doing phenomenal ever since he laced up the boots for UMass. I mean, he's only played a couple games now. His first game, he had 2 shots. Like I mentioned last week, he had 2 shots, which was huge for this team. That's big. But he scored his first collegiate goal in this Hartford game. He scored his first, and that came at a huge time. And as soon as he stepped on the field of that Hartford game, it seemed as if everything turned around. It seemed like the offense just came a lot more continuity. It was like oil. It was like oil in a car. It made everything smooth. Right, because he just
can't run without oil.
Absolutely, I've tried it.
I have also tried it.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Now, Tim, UMass only has a couple games left before they start division play,
yes.
And like we've seen before, they're not doing that well. Their only chance at making a run at the tournament this year is division play. What, realistically, do you think are their chances of making a good run in division play?
You know, I think when division comes, I think when they're going to finish mid-table, at best. Usually, I'm very optimistic. Usually, I eat, breathe, die, bleed UMass. I love UMass, but I really don't see them doing that well this year. I mean, they have a new coach, and he's just trying to get used to the system and all that. It's just, it doesn't seem like it's going too good for them, you know. And unfortunately, the only consistency that this team has is losing. So they're starting to get better. The last 3 games, they've been improving, but they haven't yet really crossed that threshold into being a good team yet. Now they have a nice 5-day break. The next time they play is this coming Friday, and we'll see what happens. But 2 games, A-10s. I'm excited. I can't wait. I really hope they turn it around, but we'll see within these next 2 games.
Well, thank you for that, Tim. And just so everybody knows, the men's soccer team takes on Vermont this Friday, 4 p.m. at Rudd Field. So anybody interested in tuning in, go down there and support our Minutemen. When we return, the lovely ladies of UMass Sports Weekly will break down the lovely ladies of the UMass field hockey team. We'll be right back.